In Iran, in the last 2-3 months, there have been widespread protests across the country ever since Mahsa Amini, the 22-year-old girl, died in police custody, apparently because of the torture and trashing in the hands of morality police. So, this morality police in Iran, which is there to ensure or implement that women are clad in a particular way, modest way, is always on the streets, and wherever they find some woman not having the scarf, or like apparently in their definition, if a woman is not clad properly and decently, then they can take action against her. She can be detained, arrested, and there are also punishments that are the provisions of which are there. So with this latest surge of protests across the Iran, where there have been multiple reports, media reports saying that almost 300 people also died in multiple clashes with police. There have been reports of two groups also fighting each other, one pro Islamist, one anti radicalist, anti the one who wanted this morality police to go away, and pro Islamist who wanted this whole facade of morality police to remain in practice. So there have been clashes between these two groups. There have been clashes between authorities, police, and the protesters across the country. Colleges, universities, and various cities have witnessed long protests ever since this incident happened on 16th of September. And now, finally, initially, Iranian government alleged that there are a lot of foreign hands. In fact, there is Western propaganda also behind this whole protest that is happening across the country. But gradually, they grappled with this fact that everything that is happening in Iran is not something that is being brought in from abroad, or something that is being forced into. It is something that is people's will. People are on the streets because they want change, and that has actually forced Iranian government to rethink their whole morality police concept. And the latest decision that has come out now recently, that Iran has declared that morality police, since they don't have any judicial role, so they should be rather abolished. This should be seen as a big victory for all the protesters, all the persons who died, all the students who got injured in the last 3 months, or last 2.5 months of protest, and a kind of progressiveness that has also crept into Iranian society, where women wants their right, women wants to be treated equally, and no discrimination should be there. Also, the protest has forced Iranian government to rethink that though Iranian government, or the whole regime of Shia Muslims in Iran is very much based around Islamist rules, but then they also have to progress, they also have to accommodate the changing times and changing lives, and the global scenario where people are living. And this like 70 years, or like in 70s, when the Iranian revolution actually brought in this radicalist government in Iran, since then it has been 50 years, and probably they also need to understand the fact that world has changed a lot. Iranian youth wants change, and they want to live a life where society is not as rigid and as unaccommodative as it used to be. And now, with this latest declaration that the morality police is going to be abolished in Iran, it is being seen as a big victory for all those protesters, all those students, all those youth, because Iran has seen an unprecedented protest where not only women were participating, it like youth, men of all ages, people from all walks of life were participating, were protesting, and they were demanding that this morality police should go, and also that there should be more changes in the society where discriminatory attitude or discriminatory laws should not exist. In fact, these supporters also had these protesters also had support from across the globe, where we have seen how women and celebrities and multiple political leaders across also in a support or in a solidarity with protesters. They also chop lock of their hair, and it was in a way, it was a protest, it was a solidarity to express that they are also with Iranian women in their fight against discrimination, in their fight for equal rights in Iranian society. And the latest statement that Iran's state news agency has reported is that morality police have nothing to do with the judiciary and have been abolished. This is Attorney General Muhammad Zafar Montazeri, who has been quoted by Iranian agency, His comments have come at a religious conference where he responded to a participant who asked why the morality police were being shut down. The morality police, formerly known as the Gashte Irshad or Guidance Patrol, were established under hardline President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad to spread the culture of modesty and hijab, the mandatory female head covering. The unit began patrols in 2006. The announcement of their abolition came a day after Montazeri said that both Parliament and the judiciary are working of whether the law requiring women to cover their heads needs to be changed. Current president of Iran, Ebrahim Raisi, has said in televised comment Saturday that Iran's Republican and Islamic foundations were constitutionally entrenched, but there are methods of implementing the constitution that can be flexible. The hijab became mandatory 4 years after the 1979 revolution that overthrew the US-backed monarchy and established the Islamic Republic of Iran. Morality police officers initially issued warnings before starting to crack down and arrest women 15 years ago. The role of the units evolved but has always been controversial, even among candidates running for the presidency. Clothing norms gradually changed, especially under former moderate President Hassan Rouhani, when it became commonplace to see women in tight jeans with loose, colorful headscarves. But in July this year, his successor, the ultra-conservative Raisi, called for the mobilization of all state institutions to enforce the headscarf law. Raisi at the time charged that the enemies of Iran and Islam have targeted the culture and religious values of society by spreading corruption. Iran's regional rival, Saudi Arabia, has also employed morality police to enforce female dress codes and other rules of behavior. Since 2016, the force there has been sidelined in a push by the Sunni Muslim kingdom to shake off its austere image. So, this is not something Iran has done. The neighborhood of Iran has already started to evolve in a way to imbibe or to reflect the realities of the modern time and the aspirations of the current day youth. And probably Iran was late to catch up with it, but now it seems that after months-long protest and unfortunately several deaths and casualties across Iran in these protests, state has finally understood the fact that morality cannot be a subject that they can implement, and it should be largely remain in the hands of society itself. So with this, Iranian women have now been able to not no morality police will be there on the streets of Iran, and women in Iran can freely exercise the way they want to dress, and without any state authorities surveillance and any fear of being detained by morality police or being thrashed and detained, or maybe meeting the fate of Mahsa Amini, who died unfortunately after being detained by the morality police and apparently under the custody of morality police September this year.